So next, please. And next, and next. Okay, there we start. Thank you very much. So retaking. Yes, as I was saying. I'm sorry, guys. I'm allergic today. All right. As I was saying, George Lucas had to do something totally contrary to what was expected in the movie industries in the late 70s, which was the period that he brought Star Wars. Yeah. As I told you, no studio took it seriously. They found some mistakes in the plot, and they said that the main characters had no purpose. Yeah, it was missing. It was a lack of purpose in the plot. Next, please. Wheat let him meet Joseph Campbell, and he came across the hero's journey. So that what was missing in his plot, in his story. Yeah, the characters or the Skywalker saga needed a purpose. Yeah. And so here, I think some of you are acquainted to the hero's journey, but just to have a brief explanation, basically, no character, no persona is born a hero. It has to be developed, it has to be evolved and transformed. And this is what Joseph Campbell explicitly does in his theory. He says that just like us, in the common world, we evolve, we have to change, we change from the experiences we have, the same as the hero, and especially the hero because he's not a common persona. Yeah. So and why is that so important? This characteristic from Star Wars was so important to the pop culture, to the movies in general. All the other kinds of movies in which you had an adventure that follow up in the decade, in the sequences, contained the hero's journey inside like a formula. So it was an influence to all the other movies that would come along. Yeah. So basically the hero's journey starts like you have a common, ordinary person in an ordinary world, in his world, yes, in a we can say a comfortable zone. Yeah. And he or she, because we also have the woman having here, the heroine's journey is a little different. There are some small differences in the aspect, but as in a whole, the central spine of it, it's the same. Yeah. It's evolving. So basically, he receives a call to an adventure. Yeah. At first, he refuses the call because it's uncomfortable, because he will have to leave his comfort zone in order to do that, or lose things that are important to him and he doesn't want to leave. So at first there is a refusal. Later, this hero is going to find a mentor, a person who is going to guide him, to explain him the importance of the call, and then convince this person in a manner to start the journey. Then this person faces the first cross the threshold. Yeah. And by crossing his ordinary world to a special world, so he's taken from a place which is his comfort zone to a special world. In this special world, he will face tests, he will have allies, people to help him cross this journey. He will also face his enemies, his first enemies. Yeah. So it's a total uncomfortable area for him, but this is how he evolves. Yeah. Later, this character is going to have an approach to the inmost cave. And this part here is very important. If you remember the first movie, Luke Skywalker, there is a part of his training in which he enters in a cave. Yeah. And inside of this cave, he faces his fears. He faces what he fears the most, or some of the things that he fears the most. Yeah. And it's very interesting that what he sees firstly is Vader. Yeah. So what was his fear in that moment of Skywalker's life? Was to fall, was to be darkened, corrupted, and end up like Vader. And this is the image that he faces inside of the cave. In reality, the approach to the inmost cave, it's you are in reality facing yourself. You are facing the darkest points or the weakest points, and you have to confront them, and you have to accept them, and you have to deal with them in most of the cases. So you have a deconstruction of a persona to help this persona rebuild again. Then after that, you have the ordeal. In the ordeal, this is very important of the story, because in this very moment, the persona is aware of what he has to do now in a more complete way. He's visualizing his entire goal. And then he keeps moving on. He receives a reward for that, something that will help him accomplish his goal, like seizing the sword that we have here as an example. Yeah, so he will have tools in order to conclude what he has to do. Then he has the road back, the resurrection. So he comes back to the ordinary world, but he's not the same. Yeah, we can see the same view in The Lord of the Rings, for example, in the persona of Frodo. So he leaves the Shire like a common hobbit, but it's not the same hobbit which returns to the Shire, and the Shire is not the same as well. Yeah, so this persona returns with an elixir, with a solution, and he solves the problem. Yeah, you have a resolution, an ending of the problem. So basically, this is the formula that we have in most of the movies nowadays, especially adventure ones. Okay, so far so good. Can I move on?
Yeah.
Yeah. So here it's an image. It's an example of Luke Skywalker in the cave. So as you can see here, yeah, what he sees is not at first is not him, is his father. Yeah, is what he fears most at that moment. Yeah, to be faced. Later, it's very interesting this scene because he cuts off the helmet and he sees himself. Yeah, so this was his what he feared most, to become that person, to fall, let's say. Yeah. Next, please. I put here a quote, which I'm going to read very fast, okay? It has to do with the cave, allegory, let's say. Yeah. So you enter the forest at the darkest point where there is no path. Where there is a way or path, it's someone else's path. So when he enters the cave and he follows the path, what does he see? He sees Vader's. This is not my path. This is his path. I don't want to follow it. Yeah, you are not on your own path. If you follow someone else's way, you are not going to realize your potential. So that's why he enters inside of the cave. He has to overcome that. He has to go through that, yeah, in order to push up to the limit, in order to realize who he really is and his full potential. And it will happen with many other characters inside of the Star Wars universe. Yeah, not only Luke. Next, please. So as I was saying on the first slides, we had that Star Wars is a space opera. On the contrary to what people think, Star Wars is not sci-fi genre. Yeah, Star Trek is. Yeah, Star Wars no. And why not? In the fantasy, and space opera is a subgenre of fantasy. What you have is the focus is not only in the expansion, technology involved, and the stories involved. What you have is a drama. So basically what is pivotal in Star Wars is the Skywalker saga. After that, you are going to have many other events amplified and connected to the consequences and actions of these personas. But the century is the development of the Skywalkers. So the drama, the fear, the suffering, the joy, and these are characteristics from the fantasy. And that's why you have an space opera here, yeah, because it's a dramatization. It's not like you have a sci-fi fiction. Even the technology sometimes involved in Star Wars not all can be explained. On the contrary of Star Trek, for example, that most of the technologies can be explained. So this is another topic which diversifies one from the other. Yeah. And Star Wars was created to be a symbol of hope in dark times in the USA, and it spread all over the world. So what we have here in this story involves values, involves moral, politics, and spirituality. Another thing that diverse the sci-fi from the fantasy genre. Yeah, the spirituality is something basically mythical. Yeah, the force is something that cannot be totally explained. So it's even an allegory to the real world, and in an allegory in this to this very specific part about the good and the evil, yeah, which will be your next meeting. I learned it, yeah. So what is good and what is evil? Sometimes this is pretty clear. These antagonisms, these extremes are pretty clear in Star Wars, and sometimes no. Yeah. For example, a Jedi that comes to a mission that sees himself in a mission, and inside of this mission, in order to protect the Republic, he kills everybody. Is he being good? Or a Sith which does whatever it takes to protect the one he loves or she loves? Is this person being evil? So Star Wars, it's pretty rich in making us question these kinds of values and moral, yeah, which means good to you and what means evil to you. Yeah, this is not, sometimes this is very like mixtured. You can't separate them, you can't just split them up as easy as that, just like real life is. So George Lucas created something which people could also identify with. Yeah, I don't remember here from the group who said it. We are not just good, 100% good, and we are not 100% bad or evil. Yeah, and that's life. And so he constructed an universe and characters and personas that people would identify and say, hey, this is true. Yeah. So far, so good, people. Do you have any questions, anyone? Shall I proceed?
Yes, everything is great.
Yeah, you can interrupt me or make questions at any time, okay? Please. So then you have young directors and they come up with new proposals. So next, please. And why fantasy genre is so popular and why Star Wars helped it also the space opera and fantasy to be even more popular. It's very known that the fantasy genre comes back to books or movies when we are facing hard times. I read an article this week that due to the pandemic, fantasy genre has been the number one genre to be sold in books lately, to be consumed in books, movies, or even series like Netflix. We had now just Shadow and Bones. So it's a fantasy. So why do people come to fantasy? Because you can escape from the hard times, you can escape from the hardness of your life, and taking this opportunity, understanding the importance of that, George Lucas and Steven Spielberg started developing movies, and from these two directors, other directors just followed them. Yeah, we have here an example like Steven Spielberg with The Goonies, which is an amazing movie. and it's totally fantasy genre. Yeah, so that's what the Americans needed. They needed to laugh. They needed to have fun. They needed to leave behind the sequels of the scars of the post-war. And then you have directors using the medias to give them what they needed, and they were right. Yeah. Next, please. I put here more some two examples related to fantasy genre, like Back to the Future. Yeah, we it contains technology, yeah, but it's partially fantasy as well, and people had fun in the time. And also, it contains another characteristic from Star Wars movies that I'm going to tell later. And here, the left image, can you tell me how many movies they are all fantasy movies from the 80s. Can you recognize the movies here on the left picture? Can you tell me?
I can see some.
Which ones can you recognize?
Is that David Bowie?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
What is the name?
Do you remember the name?
I remember he is the king of the gnomes or something.
Yeah.
The labyrinth, isn't
yes.
it? Labyrinth.
Got it. The labyrinth. Yeah.
Jennifer Connelly is the good girl there.
Pretty much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Never ending story.
Okay. Any other?
Do you know this one?
The Gremlins we have there.
Labyrinth.
Yeah.
Is it Labyrinth?
Pardon?
Labyrinth with
David Bowie, yes.
David Bowie?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And why we have here different ones. We have Dark Crystal from Jim Henson's, which had recently the series with as a prequel story on Netflix. So why did these movies are here? Yeah. Well, besides being fantasy genre, some of them share something in common: the puppets. Partially, the puppets that were created for movies like Labyrinth and The Dark Crystal had the same puppeteers, the same creators of puppets that helped create Yoda. Okay, so two producers, specifically a couple that worked for Jim Henson's production, helped create Yoda and puppet Yoda for some time. Yeah, so it's a curiosity. It's pretty cool. Next, please. Okay, so here, just very fast. After the movies, they had a boom, and basically America and parts of the world got crazy about Star Wars. Nice. But after they had the sequence of movies, yeah, which was a trilogy, which was another thing that Star Wars brought to the pop culture. The sequels, non-movie had done it before. They had to continue marketing, merchandising Star Wars, and how could they do that without the movies? So one of the options was publishing, the publishing market. So Marvel published some comics. Okay, this is I think it's the number one Star Wars. Yeah, with the same characters they had in the movies, so that people could continue the stories, could follow, have a follow-up from the stories contained in the movies, and not forget about the Star Wars world. Yeah, the first book published as well, containing the characters Splinter of the Mind's Eye by Alan Dean Foster. Yeah, was another one which contained stories from the same characters that you had there in the movie. Darth Vader, by the way, is in the cover. Yeah. Next, please. another two options, and here we have a video. Yeah, they used books, comics, toys. They had a whole marketing, a whole merchandising plan, and they had also spin-offs. Yeah, so Caravan of Courage, a Newark adventure, is considered a Star Wars spin-off. By the way, it's pretty cool, pretty cute. If you haven't watched it, do it because it's very nice, and you're gonna have adolescents, teenagers that are there, basically trying to survive without their parents, and they are there in the middle of the revolution. So it's very, very cool. And they end up in this planet which contains, which the Ewoks lives. They are these beautiful bear warriors. And another one, the Star Wars Holiday Special, which is a little creepy to watch. They tried to gain public by doing something related to the holidays and including the Star Wars characters. If you have the opportunity to watch it, do it because it's fun, but you're going to find some certain moments a little creepy. Okay. Another curiosity here about the Star Wars Holiday Special is that the riffle that is contained here in this episode, in this spin-off, is the model that was taken to create the riffle, yeah, for the Mandalorian. Okay. Yeah, that Thais just well reminded me. I had forgotten this, and she well reminded me. Yeah, so watch it, even if it's just to check the riffle. Have a check, but I warn you, okay, it's a little creepy. Yeah. Victor, can you show us the video for Caravan, please?
I'll stop sharing so that he can share.
Oh.
Oh, right. Oh, just a second, guys, then.
Yay. If we have time, I hope we have. Do we have the time, guys? You tell me, okay? I'm
We got a
controlling somehow.
little delayed.
Okay. I think we could show this one and skip the last one. Yes, please. Thank you.
The last one is easier to find. You guys, you will know.
Oops, sorry.
Back to the
My
forest.
bad.
No, there were no spoilers involved.
Nah.
Okay, let's go again.
Correct.
You gave up a lot to help us. You guys have become really good friends.
Do you ever miss Mommy and Daddy?
Don't worry, I'll take care of you, Sendo. I will be Mom and Dad.
How are we gonna find them?
Someone must be able to help us.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
I wish we had furry creatures like you where I came from. Furries? Furry. Furry. Yeah, furry.
We gotta go find Mom and Dad. And I don't know how far we still have to go.
Yeah, very nice.
Okay, thank you. Well, so this, as you could see, was released 1984. Yeah, so 1 year after the last episode of the sequels done by the 80s. Yeah. Next, please. Okay, so in the meantime, they continue to merchandise Star Wars as in the format of comics. Dark Horse publishes some things, books as well, even some of them with the label of Legends. Yeah, and after that, after some time, George Lucas considered having a better technology evolved. He decided to transform in a movie the first story that the one he really wanted to film make, but he couldn't because the producer said it would be a boring story to be told. Yeah, which was the Anakin's fall being transformed in Darth Vader, and so the prequels they started the production in '90s. Yeah, and by late we had the first episode, then we had the episode 1, the Phantom Menace, which is Anakin as a child, the second, the Attack of the Clones, and the third, which concludes Anakin's fall to the dark side, and Vader is risen, yeah, is born. Basically it caused the boom that George Lucas was waiting for, and of course, the fans started regathering in events, restarted to meet each other again. We started seeing cosplays again in the events like Comic Con San Diego, for example, and then the Star Wars saga was here in check again, yeah, in the media. Next, please. And so here, this leads us to the pop culture revolution. So the first thing that Star Wars influenced in the pop culture was about the movies having sequels. It wasn't done before Star Wars. So, and a great legacy has been given because of that. One example we have nowadays is the Avengers. Yeah, the Avengers is a pretty well done movie saga. Yeah, and just in the same models that Star Wars started back then in the 70s or beginning 80s. Yeah. Next, please. Another signature to the pop culture revolution is the merchandising and collecting that was never done before, like before the Star Wars movies. So the media started copying this in other niches due to the Star Wars being famous as that. Here we have examples, for example, of collecting. Yeah. So on the left side here we had some action figures. Excuse me, people. I think I forgot unplugging my notebook. My bad. I'm sorry. Just a moment. I apologize. So we had here on the left some examples. Yes, here we have a shelf that I would dream of having. I don't have a collection like that. Yeah, it's a display case filled in Star Wars action figures. Here by David Brown in Macedonia. The right one is no one but Steve Sansweet, which is the chairman and chief executive of the Rancho Obi-Wan. And he's considered the #1 collector, yeah, the largest private Star Wars collection belongs to him. Yeah, so I have, here we don't have it, but he has, I mean, more than 2,000, 3,000 pieces. So it's a lot. Yeah. Next, please. And then here I have a question for you. Which Star Wars products or toys have you got?
I have a Lego collection, like a huge
You
one.
have Legos. I have Lego too.
Yeah, since I was really young, I started my collection, and I have a special room for it also.
Amazing. That's amazing. I have some minifigures, which I like very much. I like the minifigures. It's pretty cool. Anybody else? Which products or toys have you got and would you like to share?
I would like to share, but I don't have them with here. I don't have them with me here right now. I grew up in the 90s and I went to the movies to watch those, well, the first episodes. I mean, 1, 2, and 3, as you mentioned. And back then, Legos were much cheaper. And I remarkably remember building that Gungan ship,
Oh,
like a
right.
submarine. It was beautiful, the blue. And I still have it, but it's split in 1,000 pieces. Who knows, one day.
It's a great collectible by now.
Yeah, and the other thing that I do have, and I bought that in the 2000s, I think, they're the Star Wars mangas. So
Oh,
yeah,
amazing.
pretty cool. They're episodes 4, 5, 6 in episode 1. I think they hadn't
Awesome.
released episode 2 and 3 yet.
Awesome. Very nice. Your collection is going to be bigger now because there are new mangas coming.
Yay!
You will consume more. Sorry.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about it. All right. Thank you for sharing. Next, please. I have Darth Vader, but he's behind me. And I have others that are not here, like Jyn Erso, for example. Okay, another point in the pop culture revolution, special effects, visual effects. Nothing that was done in Star Wars, New Hope, and the other sequels was done before. So they basically revolutionized the movie industry with that visual effects that minimalized maquettes, the cameras going through the maquette. So it was a really, really amazing job and a hard job with applied techniques that were never used before. And due to that, LucasArts and Lucasfilms, of course, started to spread it, and then the other movie industries started to work in parallel with them and hire their services even due to this revolution. Yeah. Another fact were the games. This is a Star Wars Shadow of the Empire. I don't know if you have played this game. I had a little. It was released for through Nintendo console, yeah. And the Star Wars games in the 90s, they were another kind of revolution in technology. The graphics were getting better and better, and of course, the other companies started going after LucasArts and getting the softwares and everything that they would have to share. Yeah, so it also helped the other games in the time, in the decade, to evolve. Next, please. The last game I played was Battlefront. Still in the pop culture revolution, we had the book publishing. So for a period of time, and I don't know about now, but for a period of time, Star Wars was the #1 franchise in book publishing. And it was tremendous. And they really spread the world. It was conquered, especially through the Throne saga with the writer Timothy Zahn, which was brilliant. And with this, they consolidated the Legends label. So basically, if you haven't read this trilogy, and if you would like to, the Legends label, they have amazing, they contain amazing stories. Part of them, unhappily, there are some people who are worried about being canon, not being canon. Me, personally, I like both the canon and non-canon stories. I hope that now with this Disney acquisition, yeah, of some material published, the non-canon characters or stories may come to life. Yeah. So, but it was really a revolution in the book publishing. Next, please. Also, another trace of the pop revolution was women empowerment. Yeah, it started with Leah. Leah Organa is an amazing character. Yeah, with her sometimes gentleness, she provokes a lot of nice consequences inside of the Star Wars saga. But it was just the beginning. And after some years, in the next episodes to come, we would have Rey, yes, an amazing Jedi, and we would have other women which are just amazing, like we have Ahsoka Tano and Sabine. So we would have different kinds of women, different stereotypes. Yeah, and Star Wars, we can say, is pretty much about diversity. When we are talking about politics, they're just in the beginning. Yeah, we're talking about different civilizations and how we face them, how we deal with them, how we respect them or not. So, and this is very explicit in the way that they show the women, which are our superheroes here in the saga. Yeah, Forces of Destiny just shows it brilliant. It's a series of animation that is just amazing with this girl. So if you haven't watched it, do it because it's worth the ride. Okay, next, please. Community. So here I come to the last topic of our presentation before the ending. What is new? Star Wars, just as I told you, is a very special thing because it involves people. Yeah, and something that I find amazing, I am really passionate about in Star Wars is the involvement of the community. Here we have two examples, two international examples, which is the Imperial Legion in Oregon. Yeah, they are cosplayers. They are an official Star Wars group, and they present themselves in events like Comic Cons or even Star Wars events. Not only in Oregon, they have it in other parts of the country, of course, in other countries. Yeah, but they really work well as a group, and they do some services to the community as well, like even visiting hospitals, for example. The same happens with the Sons of Obi-Wan in Australia. You see here a picture of them with the oldie man Stan Lee in an event. Yeah. In the case of the Sons of Obi-Wan, they are specific for lightsaber combat. So they have people from all ages, and besides that, they promote a lot of events for the community, including visiting sick people in hospitals, which I find amazing. Yeah, so this is how Star Wars help the community to be better, yes, as human beings. Next, please.
May I
Please.
just add something?
Please.
Sorry, I'm a big fan as well. And I know that the 501st Imperial Legion, they participated in the chapter 8 of The Mandalorian. If you ever watched the series, the horde of soldiers, they had to call the Imperial Legion because they didn't have enough actors nor enough costumes. So they're there.
They are amazing. They are just amazing. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, Tai, for sharing. Amazing. And well, what about Brazil? Yeah, we do have communities here. Of course we do. We have the Jedi councils from each state. Yeah. My second huge contact with Star Wars was through Conselho Jedi São Paulo. At the George Lucas exposition. Yeah, that's how I found them. And then I started frequenting events and so far. But then in the next 2 years, I met a group of people who would practice lightsaber combat, which I practiced for 2 years, and it was amazing. I made friends, and one of my friends from this group, from this previous group, is just here, Master Luis, on the right, that now has brought the Ludo Sport Academy which is an international sport with an international academy for lightsaber combat, now in São Paulo, now in Brazil. Yeah. And he has this group in São Paulo. Here we have two of his, I don't know, Padawans, we could say. I think one of them is a master because Felipe, I think it's already a master. But so if you want to know anything about, they are amazing. They are just nice guys. I have a great respect for Master Luis. And so you can follow them on the Instagram, Ludosport São Paulo and Ludosport Facebook. And no, they haven't asked me to do any merchandise or marketing.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Yeah, no, they haven't. But I'm saying it because they are really, really nice, really cool. Master Luis also volunteered in some places, just as I did. And this is what Star Wars brings as joy from our life, and we are very happy for it. Next, please. And then we have the baby Yoda, this cutest thing in the universe. Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I love him. Yeah, so the new generation, they had to bring something to grab the new generation. This is what the Star Wars merchandising always does. From decade to decade, they bring something to be a boom. Yeah, so they brought this cute character there in The Mandalorian. If in case you haven't watched Mandalorian, please do it. This baby Yoda plays a nice, really nice role in the story. Yeah, so check it out. And coming with The Mandalorian, next, please. What's new? So Disney Plus just acquired everything, yeah, from what is related to Lucasfilm. So we have already The Mandalorian coming to the third season. Rangers of the New Republic. So we have here part of the series. Some of them are animated and some of them are live. Okay. We have the Bad Batch that was released just today in the Disney platform. Yay! Episode 1. We have here, we're going to have Ahsoka series. We're going to have Andor. So if you haven't watched Rogue One, watch it before you watch Andor. Obi-Wan Kenobi, which is an amazing, amazing character to have so much more to be developed, in my opinion. Yeah, we have here Star Wars Visions, which is going to amplify the point of view from a diversity of civilizations throughout the galaxy. We're going to have Lando. Yeah, so if you like the bounty hunters and everything related to, Lando is there. The Acolyte for people who like the dark side of the Force. So it's going to explicit more about what is it to be in the dark side. Yeah, it's going to be a thriller somehow, according to Disney producers. You have here Droid, a story. Yeah, we love BB-8 and C-3PO and all these guys, so there will be amazing stories to be told for sure. And the Rogue Squadron. I don't know, for people who played Star Wars Battlefield and other games which involves the pilots, you are going to love this series very probably. They didn't give much information, so we are waiting for. Yeah. Next, please. About books. So, by the way, here in Brazil, yesterday, if I am certain, they just released the pre-sale for this saga, Star Wars, The High Republic. It has already been sold there worldwide. And here, basically, the focus of the story, it takes place hundreds of years ago before the Skywalker saga. The Republic, the Jedi Order, yeah, and the Republic, they are pretty much concise. They are pretty much connected. Everything is okay until something happens, until a menace shows up. Yeah, and so they are going to explicit much better the High Republic. What we have seen in the legends very much is going to be transpointed here, but with much more details. Since you're going to have all the 5 best writers of the canon. So 3 of them are here, like Charles Soule, Claudia Gray, and Justina Ireland. They are just amazing. The 5 best writers of the canon being having their materials published now to explain, to shows us the High Republic will be amazing. So have a check. Already in Portuguese as well, is in the pre-sale. Next, please. Another surprise that Star Wars platform showed us on Friday was that the game Jedi Fallen Order will be available for the next generation consoles, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series. It's going to be released, it's coming this US American summer, so in July. And there are still more details to come, but just this new have already making us shake, let's say, in a manner, because the game is just amazing. Yeah. Next, please. All right. And tonight, on Disney Plus, what have you got in case you finish here and do you want to follow Disney Plus there, have a check to watch something? The Bad Batch, which was a group of guys taken from the Clone Wars. The nice thing about them, it's having specific abilities. Yeah, was considered bad there to be in the clone. For them, it's just as amazing because they are unique and they have special abilities which makes them better identified than the others. Let's say they have already had their appearance in the Clone Wars, and now they're going to have a special story just for them. We have here Lego Star Wars All Stars, which is very nice, especially for people who likes Lego, and for kids, it's a form of presenting all the characters of Star Wars in the Star Wars universe in the format of Lego stories. And the Freemaker Adventures, which are basically a group of people that loves technology, and it's repairing spaceships and taking parts of spaceships throughout the galaxy. So they have very nice stories to tell. Next, please. Kahoot, do we have time or we end up here? What do you think? I'm checking the time right now. Just let me know.
I don't know, you guys. A Kahoot would be fun, and it's only 10 questions, right?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Tell me, what do you think? I'm in.
What do you think, guys?
Let's go. Yeah, let's go for it.
All right. So, well, the problem is, Thais, you have to help me, I think. Let me see if I can share. Yeah, let me see if I can share the screen. If I can, just great. Let's see if I
send me the link and then I will share. No problem. Not a biggie.
Yeah. Here we go. Sending you on WhatsApp. It's just for us to have fun.
Oh, no, she can send me here because I will share the screen with the questions.
Oh, okay. Yay. Yes, right. Chat going. Chat going.
Are you sending on the chat?
Is it possible?
It is, but then everybody will get
right. Yeah.
the main page.
It's true. Yeah, that's right. Okay, here we are. Okay, sent to you. The questions are simple in reality. It's just for us to have some fun.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm just checking.
And guys, during this talk, by the time, do you have any questions? Would you like to say something?
No, it's amazing that Star Wars is so it's literally a whole universe.
Yes.
Because we think, oh, it's only the 9. Currently, there are 9 movies, but it's much more. Like you showed, it's the comic books and the books and the series. No, when I was younger, there was a Clone Wars series, but by Genndy Tartakovsky, the same guy who created Powerpuff Girls, Dexter's Lab,
Yay!
and if you love, he's one of the producers of the Hotel Transylvania as well, along with Adam Sandler. So he's amazing. I'm a huge fan. So I got a
Super
Kahoot
cool.
here. We need to enter with the game pin. Then we can start.
So, get in.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna play, of course not. I'm just gonna see you, watch you play.
You are our host.
Yeah. Sorry. Sorry.
Love it, that nickname.
The Skywalker. Nice. Cool.
Smart.
It runs in the family. That's it.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
Fair enough.
Shall we begin? Or
I think so. Yeah.
Begin, we shall.
So,
There you go. So the first is a true or false.
oh my god.
Does your lightsabers change color if you turn to the dark side?
Oh, I voted wrong.
I know how this has
Oops.
happened, so I'm confused.
It's false.
You know why it's false, guys?
So, any ideas why it's false?
I do.
Tell us, Thais, please.
When you turn to the dark side, you need to go through a ritual to corrupt the kyber crystal, which is what powers your lightsaber.
Yes.
So
Pretty much.
super geeky. And
Pretty
that's why Kylo Ren's lightsaber is weird. I didn't guess it right because I got nervous. It's life, but it's fun because during this ritual, Kylo Ren, he was not sure if he would turn to the dark side or not, and his crystal kind of broke. So that's why his lightsaber is weird.
Pretty much. Yeah, you have to be sure of your intentions. You have to fully corrupt it. Yeah, basically you corrupt it. Next. Who is Veda?
What?
Who is Veda? I told you it was just for us to have fun, to check who clicks first. Oh my goodness. Who is Lord Veda? Because also Kahoot has to do with the one who clicks first. Yeah.
Yes. The faster you click, the more points you get.
The more points you get. Yeah. Next. Who originally owned the Millennium Falcon? Sorry, there is a mistake there. There is a misspelling in the name. People are fast here.
Victor is on fire.
Next. Here we go. What Star Wars movie is Darth Maul in? In which episode? Yay! By the way,
alert, guys, he doesn't die.
Yeah, one of my favorite characters, by the way.
He's really cool.
Yes, mine.
Isn't it? Yeah, amazing. Now it's an opinion one. What is your favorite Star Wars trilogy? The original, the prequel, the sequel? Here is more like a...
The original, of course.
Oh, the
Nobody
original
said all of them.
People love the original. That's true. That's true.
Episode 5 is the best.
Yeah,
Episode
yeah,
5 is the
yeah.
best. Yeah.
Totally agree. Totally agree. So let's see. What animal saves Luke on half? What is the name of this cute animal, by the way? Poor boy. Poor boy. The Tauntaun, yeah. In one of the the Jedi cons that I visited, there was a guy that he brought a full size, let's say a life size Tauntaun. It was amazing, really, 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 really. I was like, oh my god. Okay, next, here we go. True or false? Is Kylo Ren a Sith? And now.
Is it my opinion?
Really?
He tried. He tried his best.
I
He
was
tried.
wrong.
Yeah, he's not. He couldn't be.
Well, I
He
think I
tried.
answered no, and then I got a. All right, that was weird.
Really?
Same.
Whoa.
Well, you
Yes,
said
answer
intention
no.
scouts, didn't you? So I
Oh
think I
my
was right.
goodness.
That's good.
Oh my goodness. Who is this? By the way, I love this master. I do.
Well, as you mentioned, Obi-Wan deserves like a series dedicated on him. Qui-Gon definitely does too.
Oh yeah.
Yes, he's a
couldn't
great
agree
Jedi.
more. I couldn't. It's an amazing Jedi.
Mhm.
That could be some, depending on the view, even classified as a gray, because some
Yeah.
of his ideas were not so Jedi Council. Yeah, so it would be very nice to have a series based on Qui-Gon, definitely.
Maybe he'll be featured in the Obi-Wan series.
Yeah, please. Hope so.
Liam Neeson.
Hope so. Liam Neeson is amazing. Who are these people? They are Storm clones, Sith. Yay! Clone troopers. Played a very special role in the story, although they don't know how to shoot.
No, the stormtroopers can't.
They
Clone
start
troopers are
The
better.
clones are
the
good.
clone they can, yes, it's true.
They shouldn't have destroyed Camino.
The Clone
Yeah.
Wars are
Yeah.
more precise, yes. And now, in your opinion, what is the cutest thing in Star Wars?
Rogue departure.
Nobody likes
Baby Yoda
Fork.
rocks. Baby Yoda rocked. So
Alright.
who won?
Let's see the
Basically,
photo.
I like the porgs. I find the porgs cutie.
No,
But
but the
Baby
Ewoks,
They
Ewoks are
look
cute.
delicious.
Ewoks are cute as well.
My
Yeah.
dog used to look like a Ewok.
Oh my goodness. Who? The winner is Lucas. Ta-da! Yay! Oh, Aquaboy.
Aqualad.
Skywalker was there in the podium as well. Huh?
Yeah.
So, people, basically that's it. What I had to show you. I hope I brought something. I hope I crest something related to the Star Wars universe and had you even more. I couldn't say curious, but hungry about what is coming next to the Star Wars universe. So thank you so much. Thank you very, very much, despite everything and my technological problems as well here. But thank you very much for having me here. It was a pleasure from the beginning to the end. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Neire,
Thanks
for
so much.
sharing
Thank you.
all your
Thank you
knowledge.
very much.
Thank
Oh,
you.
It was really nice.
are in the forest. Yay.
Yay!
Goodbye. May the force be with you.
May the force be with
May the
you
force
guys.
be
Thank